I pressed a wrong button. It's all right. So I happened to press a wrong button and restart the camera. So let me once again please tell the date. It's June the 10th or 9th. No, 8th, June the 8th, Sunday 2025, and we are in BBIS second semester English class, where we were talking before the camera got restarted accidentally about what academic writing is. I was recapturing what I did in previous two classes. I took a number of books to you and I focused on the cover page, titles, keywords, and tried to make you understand what academic writing is. And then before leaving the class, I said that you get the book printed, this one, which is in your course, and bring in class when you come on Sunday. Do you have the book with you? You have? Okay. Do you have the book? Do you have the book? Why? What's your name?
Manogya.
What's your name?
Manogya.
Manogya. Why you don't have the book?
They said it would take an hour to print. I left it there. When I went to pick it up in the morning, shop was closed.
Do you have the book?
Oh, sir.
What's your name?
Pukar.
Pukar. Why don't you have the book?
Sir, I was in hospital.
You were in?
Hospital.
Hospital. Who was sick? Who was sick? You were sick. Do you have the book? Do you have the book? What's your name?
Sylvia. Sylvia.
Sylvia. Why don't you have the book?
I gave it to print downstairs, but the shop is closed.
Do you have the book?
No, sir.
What's your name?
Saurav.
Why you don't have the book?
Sir, I had given to print downstairs, so all of them have given, so they haven't finished it.
You have the book? Why you don't have the book?
I printed and printed.
Tomorrow never comes. This habit of tomorrow will make you fail in life. It's not only about the book. You will say tomorrow everywhere. Why you don't have the book?
No, sir.
What's your name?
Cyrus. Cyrus.
Cyrus. Why you don't have the book?
Sir, I have no money.
Huh?
I have no money to buy.
You have to know money.
Yeah.
Okay. Hope you can manage it. Why you don't have the book? What's your name? Kripa. Why you don't have the book?
So there was, back in the place where I print was closed. So
The place was closed. You had 3 days and you could not manage. The place was closed, right? Why you don't have the book, Dalansa?
My mail isn't responding.
Huh?
My mail hasn't responded since December.
Hasn't responded?
Yes, sir.
You mean you don't have the book in the mail?
Yes, sir. Mail isn't.
How come? We send the book in group mail. If everybody gets issued to, either your name is not there, your email is not there, otherwise in a group mail, if other people get, you should be getting it. That's not an acceptable excuse. Or either your name is not there. Consult the IT department. What's your name? Labi. Where is your English book?
Sir, I'll print by tomorrow.
Huh?
I'll print by tomorrow.
Say it again.
I'll print by tomorrow.
You will print by tomorrow, but we are doing a task today. You have some few pages you borrowed from somebody in this class? From whom did you borrow? You printed. See, the fundamental requirement at the university is following the teacher's instruction. If you do not follow the teacher's instruction, you are not studying. Marking your presence in the attendance sheet doesn't make you a student. That's only a technical thing. Sincerely following what your teachers say is what makes you a student. Okay. So we have this book in our course. Let's talk about it. And your job is, as I explained, you will open a new page, put today's date, and you will make notes. I repeat again and again, Every time I say something in the class, I do something in the class, you will make note of it. Your primary job here is to listen actively to your lecturer, to your teacher. Second, try to understand what the teacher is saying. Third, make brief, clear notes of what you understand, so that when you go home, you are able to write paragraphs in your note copy and you develop. If you just sit here, arms akimbo, just listening to me, you are wasting your time. And you are also wasting my time. I repeat, you are supposed to listen to the teacher very carefully with attention, full attention, motivation to learn. You are supposed to understand what I am saying. Then you are supposed to make notes based on your understanding. Here we go. So this is the book we have in our course. So as the book title says, How to Write for University. So this book, actually, it introduces you to the university culture. It is not about academic writing specifically. This book is not limited to academic writing in English or in management. Rather, this book teaches you what is a university. This book tells you how to study at the university. So what this book says applies to all subjects, even economics or accountancy or mathematics, anything, right? Though the title has the word academic writing for success, but what it tells about writing applies to all subjects. You can use these ideas in economics, you can use these ideas to write essays in accountancy, you can use these ideas to write even mathematical answers, right? Let's get into the textbook. What we will do in this class, there are two ways of reading. There are two ways of reading. There are many, but there are two prominent ways of reading. Whenever somebody gives you to read something, you can do two things. You skim the text. That is called skimming. Second, you scan the text. Scanning. When you go for ultrasound, radiologist, you go, he puts the scanner on the belly and moves around and says, here is the kidney, and checks if there is a stone. Oh, here is the liver, checks if there is a fat. So what is the doctor doing? The doctor is scanning. That's why we say ultrasound is scanning. We don't call it ultrasound skimming, we call it scanning. Scanning is looking for particular thing, specific thing. Specific thing. Particularly specific thing. Certain thing, you look for certain thing. We are not doing that today. We are skimming. What is skimming? Skimming is surveying. You stand out here and have a broad view from this corner to this corner. And you make a general impression, oh, this college has a lot of greenery. What I did, I stood by the door, looked outside. Within seconds, I had the impression that this college has a lot of wide space, empty space and greenery. It is not a congested location, congested place. But if I go again and say, what are the trees there, kind of trees, then I can see there is a fir tree. Oh, a tall fir tree. Now I am scanning. because I'm focusing on the particular tree and naming it as a fir tree, right? So when you scan, you look for particular information. When you skim, you look for the overall general impression of the whole thing. So we'll scan. The purpose of scanning right now is we want to have a general impression of this book, what is there in this book. So one way of scanning can be getting into the table of content. Very good way. So as in the other essays, if you have seen one common thing in the other book you read, your textbook, where you read essays, do you remember in your textbooks, a lot of headings are in all capital letters. They're in all capital, right? For example, look here, introduction all cap, this is all cap, this is all cap. So let's see how many all cap headings are there. You will get general signpost. What is a signpost? The introduction is a signpost. It tells where you are. A signpost on the highway lets you know where you are. You know how far you have come. You know how far you have to go. You locate yourself. Like in your mobile phone, there is this sign when somebody asks you location, if you use map, I guess this is the sign that a mobile phone uses, a red sign, right? It places right in the location where you are. Signpost. And at the signpost on the highway, you have milestones. Kathmandu, 243 kilometers, a milestone. So what does a milestone do? A milestone tells you exactly where you are. How far you need to go, how far you have come up, right? The same thing is done in this table of content. So we note down. So in a copy, I have this paper. You can use this side, this way, use it vertically. Take one and pass. Take one and pass. So let's see what are the broad signposts. Introduction. Okay, then essential for getting started. 2. Now we will not count them right now because we are counting only major signposts. Understanding the contexts and practices relating to academic writing. 3. Writing technique. 4. Developing future academic writing. 5. Or if you count the introduction also, there are 5. Let's not count introduction and see what are the signposts, major signposts in the book. What are the sections of the book, major sections of the book. So this is 1, right? Section 1, right? Or you could also say A, as you like. You can use numerals or letters. A, right? Then this is B. Then this is C. This is D. Wait a minute. Yes.
What are we supposed to do?
Wait a minute. I gave you this page. Where are the papers, rest of the papers? I gave you these pages. I brought these pages because today I wanted you to do something in the class, a task. The task is that this page is like this board for you. And here you will go vertically and you will create an outline of the book. So in order to do so, what you will do? You will note down major titles from the table of content. So what you will do? You will note down you will note down how many chapters are there. Look here. There are in total 19 chapters. How many chapters? How many chapters are there? 19. And besides the chapter, there are appendices. An appendix is an aided material which is not integral part of the textbook, but which helps you understand the textbook. Additional information, right? So these 19 chapters are divided into 5 sections. If you see, if you count introduction, chapter 1 is introduction. Chapter 1 is introduction. Chapter 2 is essentials for getting started, how to gather information. Look here, look here. Writing has 3 steps. One is gathering information. So this is gathering information. This is called pre-writing phase. So you understand the context of the university, how the assignment is born. You understand what is a lecture, what are the parts of lecture. You understand how to listen, to gather information. You understand how you do research, online and offline, on-site library, to get more information. You understand what is the assignment given to you, what are the key words in assignment. Then you understand how to read better to get information. Then you understand the structure of the texts that you are reading. You understand how to make notes from the lectures, how to make note and how to take note. Taking note, making note is different. As I speak, you note down, that's a taking note. You take that home, you make your paragraph, that is making note. Taking note, you take information from outside. Take note, taking information from outside to your mind, to your copy. Making note, using your copy to develop paragraphs and other things. Then you learn about how to make notes. You learn about the value of speaking, thinking in academic writing. Look here. Then, okay. So these are the 7 chapters, or 2 to 7, 6 chapters about pre-writing, gathering information. Right? And then you have the second section, understanding the context and practices relating to academic writing. You understand what is university. You understand how things go on in the university. You have spent 1 year at Kathmandu University, you know these things, most of these things you know. How to organize yourself for writing. How to use your time. How to complete on time. You can complete your assignments on time if you make excuses like you did today. Tomorrow, tomorrow, tomorrow. You keep this habit. It's a very good habit. It will lead to success in life. Your habit of tomorrow, you know, every time I ask you something, you said tomorrow, sir, there is a problem, sir. Have you seen? Mostly you will make excuses. So that's a good habit. Keep it up. It will lead you to success in future. Right? You will get success if you make excuses. So format. What is the margin on 4 sides? Where should be the heading? How should you close? How should be the introduction, thesis, discussion, paragraphs, conclusion? Right? What are you expected by your teacher in your writing? Right? How do you process information? How do you use critical thinking for writing? How do you refer to sources you use? How do you quote? How do you summarize? How do you refer to how do you acknowledge your source? Right? Then Referring to source material in your own writing, how to integrate? Like you give bracket and write page number. Then you present. Your teachers might ask you, come for a presentation, right? Or they might ask you to submit in a portfolio file. Then what does your teacher look for when assessing? Your teacher grades. So he should tell you, follow these things and you will get this mark. If you meet these 5 criteria, you get A. Meet 4 criteria, you get A minus. You meet 3 criteria, you get B. You meet only 2 criteria, you get B minus. So you know before you submit the work that I have done this much, so I'll get this grade. It's so transparent, right? Then up to here, this was pre-writing from chapter 2 to 14. Chapter 2 to 14, it is about pre-writing, right? Or part of this is also writing. Now here, writing technique, how to plan and write for it, this is while writing. The second phase, while writing. Writing has 3 phases: pre-writing, while writing, revising or post-writing. In while writing, second phase, what do you do from phase 1, phase 1, chapter 2 to 14. Phase 2, chapter 15, planning your writing assignment. You plan writing the first draft. This is exactly while writing. Reviewing it, this is post-writing. Post-writing. So do you see, this book spends a lot of space for pre-writing. It spends almost 14 chapters on pre-writing. Because what you do before you actually write is more important. Getting information is more important. In academic writing, getting information is most important because you cannot write without information. So that phase, first phase, planning, is so important that writers spent from chapter 2 to 15, they spent 14 chapters discussing how to gather ideas. And they spent only 1 chapter discussing how to write, how to shape your text using sentences and paragraphs effectively. Then they spent 1 chapter only about reviewing, editing and proofreading. You review. You read your essay again. You might like to remove something. You might like to add something. You might like to readjust certain paragraphs. You might like to move text from one paragraph to another paragraph. Then you have last section, developing future academic writing, how to build on markers' advice for good results. So how to build yourself as a good writer, how to get feedback, act on feedback, right? And then last chapter, very important, last but not least important, it's academic writing exam. What kind of academic writing exam? Now I quickly presented you the table of content. Now I'll give you 10-minute time. In that vertical chapter, what you will do, you will manually write down from chapter 1 to chapter 19. You will write the section headings, all caps. You will copy these chapters. Your time starts now. As you write, you will remember. Writing is a very effective way of aiding to memory. When you write something, you remember.
Can we use our mobile phone? It's difficult to see from it. Can we use our mobile phone?
Can we use
Our mobile phone to write?
mobile? That's why I said bring the book. You have the text in the mobile? Okay, use. Neatly in a vertical way, number them. There are 4 or 5 sections, I guess. Section A, introduction. Section B, essentials for writing, getting started. Section C, understanding the context. Section D, writing technique. Section E, developing future academic writing. Section F, appendices. If you don't have the hard copy, and if you have the soft copy in the mobile phone, use your mobile phone. There is no option. As you note carefully, also read what you're writing. The purpose is to make you write down these headings so that you have an idea what is there in this book. Do it quickly. There are 19 chapters. Note them in 15 minutes. Done? So what you did, you quickly surveyed the table of contents. And the purpose was to have a general idea of what you can expect to find in this textbook on academic writing. And you found that the book can be roughly said to have 6 sections. The first is introduction, that introduces the book itself, right? And second section talks about essentials for getting started, how to start writing. Then chapter 2 to 7, they talk about these essential things. Then you have section 3, understanding the university context and the practices. You have chapter 8 to chapter 14. So from 2 to 14, all these talk about how to gather information, right? And we have topics like, for example, let's quickly, writing context, lecturers, researching for information, reading effectively, how to take notes, speaking, thinking and writing, organizing for writing, format of academic writing, then academic writing style, then how to process information, how to refer to sources, how to present your assignments, how to know what teachers expect in your writing, then how to plan your assignments. Finally, then chapter 16, how to write the first draft. Remember that in academic writing, you make multiple drafts. And what you do, you buy this kind of file. For example, you can buy this kind of file. There are 2 choices for you. Either buy a clear bag. If you pay 10 to 15 rupees at the stationery, you get clear bag. And whatever work you are doing in unit 6, last time you make notes. Last week you made notes in my class. You will put all those papers in that clear bag. You will write number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and date also. And we have 16 classes for academic writing. So in these 16 classes, you will write the first draft of the essay. You have not started writing first draft yet. Right now you are gathering information. So once you gather information today or tomorrow, you will write the first draft. Then your first draft will be given to your friend for peer review. If you remember, did I ask you for peer review last time? No, I asked the BBA. So you will give your essay to your friend. They will check for you. They will write comments for you. And they will give it back to you. Again, you will revise. Then you will give the essay to your teacher. The teacher will write comments and give it back to you. Again, you will revise. So you will make at least 3 to 4 revisions. Then you will have initial draft and the final draft. The final draft will be better than the initial draft, right? That's why writing is a recursive process, right? You go back and forth. That's what is given there. You review, edit, right? And finally, your teacher gives you feedback and you make a final revision and then you submit the portfolio clear back to the teacher to grade you. I will tomorrow bring the portfolios submitted by students last year and I'll let you see how it is done. Okay, now, have you all noted down the 19 chapters? Noted down? Okay, now I'll take you to the first chapter and I want you to understand, again, skim the first chapter and understand the structure of a chapter in this book. What is the structure of a chapter? So you turn the page back, the page I gave you. Now turn the page back. On the back side of the page, if you wrote this side, now turn this side. Now on the other side, you will try to outline the chapter now. For example, the first thing you have is you have chapter title, right? Then you have subtitle, right? Then this is called topic paragraph. What is a topic paragraph? the first paragraph of a chapter. Why do we call it topic paragraph? Because it tells us about the topic of the chapter. For example, look here. It says, let me make it bigger. Look here, how this is a topic paragraph. I said the first paragraph of a chapter is a topic paragraph. Look how it is here. Look here. This chapter explains the importance of writing for academic purposes at university. This is the topic of this chapter. This is the topic of this chapter. So now you know that this chapter will discuss this thing. What will the chapter discuss? Importance of writing for, as you are making notes, you will note this thing here. You will note this sentence. Because this is the main idea of this chapter, the topic. Now, so you saw there's a chapter title, chapter subtitle, then topic paragraph, then topic. Topic paragraph, topic, subtitle, title. Title, subtitle, topic paragraph, topic of the chapter. Now if you go down, there is another heading you need to note down and understand. Where did I click? I made a mistake. Okay. So in every chapter you have key topics given. What are the key topics that this chapter will discuss? You have you read the topic here. You read the topic here. Importance of writing for academic purpose at university, broad topic of this chapter. Now that broad topic is further divided into two categories. What are they? Writing and the process of communication, and how this book is organized. This is more important to read right now because you will know the book, how it is organized. Two things. Now another thing to understand, there is something called key terms. Every chapter has key terms because you know, every discipline, every subject has subject-specific vocabulary. If you don't know those words, you can't talk about that subject or meta language. For example, see the word critical thinking. Academic writing at the university is based on critical thinking. What is critical thinking? Where you raise questions before you accept claims. You verify evidences. You check reasons. Whether do they corroborate the claims, right? Then professional body. University is a professional body where there are professors, there are lecturers, teachers, students, organizations, directors, and you are in that structure, right? Now, I won't go into, I'm simply letting you know the outline of the chapter. So I'm taking you through the signpost again. This is a signpost, this is a signpost, right? Now you have details. I won't read it right now. Now, if you have something in the box, it's very important. Read. Look what I do, how I read at home. Look here. I read this last night. I was reading and I'm pointing. Look here. Look my style of reading. I'm a teacher. Look what I'm doing. I'm numbering everything as I read. Look, I number 1. I number 1A because it's part of it. Why 1A? See the indentation. Do you see? It is indented 5 inches inside. That means this subtitle is created from the title. So I number it 1A, I don't number it 2. It is not independent, it is dependent on the title, so I number it 1.A. You should learn how to number. When you say 1.A, you mean A is born from 1. 1 is the trunk, A is the branch. Right? Then 1A. Now go down, I number it 2. Because, do you see? See here? See here? Why do I number it 2? Draw a line. See, this heading and this heading are at the same vertical line. That means they are independent 2 headings. So I number them 1 and 2. But this one is indented, so I understand this is not independent, this is born from this. So I number 1.1, 1.A. Then I number 2. Now see the indentation here. Indentation I number 2 point A, 2 point B. I understand under 2 there are 2 subheadings, right? Then 3 point A. Why do I number 3 point A? Although you will see that 3 and 3 point A are in the same vertical line. Even though I number 3 point A, why? Because this is all capital letter, this is lower letter. So I know that this heading is under this heading. So I number 3 point A. This is a very good technique of note making, note taking, let's say, note taking, summarizing, outlining. Now I go down 3 point A. Now I number 4 because this is a box, number 4. And inside 4, do you see what I do as I read? I highlight the need to present work for assessment in writing because it's very important. Academic writing is writing that is graded, that is assessed. You get marks for it and you carry your mark sheet lifelong. Lifelong. The grades your teachers give you, they are with you lifelong. Right? Then I number 4A. I could have given it 4A and 4B, or maybe it says thus academic writing is 4A. Now I am defining A, 4B, 4C, 4D, 4E, 4F. The box says 6 things about what academic writing is and I number them. So this is definition. I make sure I understand each of these definitions. For example, academic writing is logical. Academic writing is result of thinking. Academic writing is reflection of my ability. If I am intelligent, I will write better essays. If I am dull, I will write poor essays. Academic writing is expression of knowledge. Academic writing is my understanding of the concepts. Academic writing is my ability to think critically. Academic writing is competence in expressing my higher order concepts. Can I observe? Can I analyze? Can I synthesize? Can I remember? Can I create? Academic writing is expressing opinions based on thorough analysis, synthesis, evaluation. Academic writing is planned, concise, relevant. Within a single box, the box presents a very perfect definition of writing. So I pay attention. Now, number 4, I go down. 5, writing and the process of communication. Because this is in a box and not only that, it is in all capital. So I understand if a heading is in all capital, this is a section heading and it's a very important thing to keep in mind. If I am summarizing the chapter, I'll note it down. Writing and the process of communication. Now, within that, look here, there are bullets. There are bullets, 5, 5A, 5B, C, D, I note down and I highlight. And now, the book tells where you can find this in chapter 2 and 8 and 3. Sorry, if you want to learn how to meet expectations of the teacher and marking criteria, read chapter 2, 8 and 13. For this, chapter 2 to 13, the whole book is summarized here. Look here, chapter 2 to chapter 17. Or even below that, maybe 19 also given there. Chapter 19. Chapter 2 to 19. The whole book does these A, B, C, D, E, F, G. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, 7 things. The whole book in 273 pages does these 6 things, 7 things. This is a summary of the whole book. This is a 7-point summary of the whole book. It tells you what the book is doing and where you can read it. It is, a sort of map of the book. Now, heading number 6, how this book is organized. Very important, I should pay attention because this will help me know how to read the book. There are 4 sections. Leave the introduction, leave the appendices. Except introduction, there are 4 sections. If you noted down earlier, do not count introduction. Do not count appendices. There are 4 sections. Right? What are they? Section 1, essentials for getting started. Chapter 2 to 7. Section 2, understanding university context. Chapter 8 to 13. Section 3, writing technique. chapter 14 to 17. Section 4, developing future academic writing. These are the 4 sections in which the 273 pages are divided from chapter 2 to chapter 19. Right? Then, okay. Read this box very carefully. What do you get here? You get the process of academic assignment, writing task. For example, you get your course book first, right? Verify assignment date, when you are supposed to submit, what is the nature of assignment, what are the learning outcome, step 1 through step 12. I won't go into detail right now, read it carefully. These are the 12 steps of an assignment at the university, right? Then you go down. Now in every chapter, you will see this picture of wrench. This is the wrench that mechanics use to open the bike. So what is the practical tips for understanding the importance of writing? If you see this sign, it tells you something practical. Now read these headings, read yourself, right? Now 8A, B, C, D. Now finally, go. And now there is a task to do, assignment to do. Review the skills you bring with you to university. You already know something before you came to college. 9B, audit your mindset. Think about your writing. Chapter ends and you go to next chapter. Now, at the back of this page, we are running out of time. You will outline the first chapter. And tomorrow, I will make 4 groups that will present 4 sections of the book. And each group will contain 5-6 people in the group, and you will decide who will take what chapter and how to present. This much for today. Thank you.